No, say it. You want me to talk about something? Oh, Matt, you want me to talk more about masturbation? Dude, I've never heard that before. Talk more about pleasing yourself. Yes! Does anybody have something non-sexual they want to talk about? Therapy. Okay, that's all. Yeah, that's a good. Whoa! Masturbation guy. Wait, what's going on? Are you cheering him, booing? That was so weird. Any specific kind of therapy you give? CBT. Oh, I thought you said CBD for a minute. I was like, so easy being a therapist. I'm like, just take fucking 2 drops and you're good. What was the name?
Behavioral therapy,
CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Does anybody know what that is? Dude, masturbation guy knows what that is. That's fucking crazy. He's like, that's what I call masturbation. Cognitive behavior therapy, bro. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Shit. Awesome. So you're there. How long have you been a therapist for?
10 years.
10 years. That's amazing. Wow. I was gonna be like, give it up for that, but nobody wanted to. You deserve it. No, 10 years. That's amazing. If you had to describe what that style of therapy is in a nutshell, what would you say?
Don't believe everything you think.
Wow. That's, bro, you guys should have clapped for that. Don't believe everything you think. So you're basically telling people to doubt themselves. And you seem like a very fair person, you know? Like somebody, you know, like a client calls you up, like, I'm not good enough, like, don't believe that. And then another one calls you up and like, I'm awesome, don't believe that either, okay? I took therapy last year because I quarantined with my family in 2020, so I'll need therapy for the rest of my life. So, I had this problem where I would always think that I'm a bad person because of interactions with other people. I'd be like, oh, I didn't give this person enough time of day, I didn't tip this person enough. He broke it down for me in a way I never thought. He said, you're not a bad person. Just the fact that you're having those remorseful thoughts shows that you're a good person. So last week, I punched someone in the face, and I immediately apologized. I said, no, I'm so sorry, I'm not a bad person. I just want to let you know I punched you in the face because I'm really sorry about it. And then I fired my therapist too because I'm good now. And he was like, why? I'm like, because I'm not a bad person, you know? And then he's like, is that because I'm not good enough at therapy? I'm like, don't believe everything you think.
As a Jew in the world, how am I supposed to walk the street?
Hey everybody, New York Jew here, and today I'm going to teach you how to walk the streets of New York. So what you got to do, in case you forgot, you take your right leg and you walk forward like that, then you take your left leg and move like that. We're Jews who support Palestine. Of course I use Alhamdulillah, Inshallah, and Wallah. Hey! Did you make this shawarma? It's delicious, man. Oh.
What if I threaten you guys? Just hear me out. I hope that you get cheated out of your overtime. How about that?
Maybe you could just try calling the guy?
Jacob Berger.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, man.
Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Of course, man. Thanks for all the letters asking to be on it.
Yeah, I know. You finally responded, man. You know, I just had to make some calls.
Yeah.
So where you from, man?
Born and raised here in New York City, from the Bronx, you know, and I lived out in LA for 4 years after I went viral with my comedy, and moved back here in New York like 2 years ago, and I've been loving being back here in New York. You know, New York is such a big part of who we are, especially as performers and entertainers. I'm sure you can attest to the New York comics and stuff. They're
badass, man.
Yes,
they're scary.
Yes,
yeah.
They're scary, but
they
we're
bark.
funny, you know.
I stay out in California where it's safe.
Right. Well, that's debatable, you know. That's debatable. I would say the people, I remember, because like downtown LA is like a scary place. Like I grew up in New York around like, you know, homeless, but down there, I remember last time I was in LA, there was a guy in the corner just swinging a knife, like, you know.
We had some gangsters out there.
Yeah, and when Sammy says he lives in LA, he means Glendale.
Right,
So-
of course. Yeah. And then I did a comedy rap video. Funny enough, it was called I'm a Jew. It was to Meek Mill's I'm a Boss in 2011. And it didn't go viral like I go viral now, but it did like a little bit. It was like posted about by like Barstool Sports and stuff. So I was like, okay, like maybe I got something here. So then I did a couple little TV gigs, one of those like reenactment shows, you know, like the murder porn kind of things where it's like, I was like a strip club DJ and I get seduced by this woman and I kill her husband, kind of like those reenactment shows on Discovery. So I was like, this is nice. And then basically I joined the industry and started working in major TV and film like within 3 years. And
Yeah, because I've seen you on some. You've been on some like networks.
Yeah, I was most recently on The Idol. I've been on Power. I've been on a lot. I have like over 20 some on major TV film credits. So that's primarily what is my primary focus. The social media thing came out of the blue. That was not an expected thing. Because hip hop's always been a big part of my life. And back when Trump won the presidency, I remember we were just all kind of just in shell shock as liberals. Like we couldn't believe it that like this happened. And at the time, Bad and Bougie was like the hot song at the time. So I was like, let me do a Trump parody to Bad and Bougie, and maybe that will put a smile on people's face, make me, make him look like a buffoon as he is. And it went viral. And then from there, I just started making content. And then, 7 years later of doing social media, it's like been an incredible journey.
Yeah, man, you've been killing it on that TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah,
and
TikTok's become like the primary platform, so I've had to clean up some of my content a little bit. I can't be as racy as I once was on Instagram.
Are they? I mean, because I get censored a bit on TikTok, but I don't know the extent.
Oh yeah, no, I can't post anything with like women on TikTok. Like
really?
any like a hint of cleavage, like a whiff of booty, like
they take it down.
Yeah, we'll get taken down and stuff. But now I'm in a place where I've had enough viral videos where I have a TikTok manager. It's like the total opposite of experience of Meta. Like I can actually call someone and be like, hey, this is going, like if there's an issue, like, oh yeah, we got that, don't worry, as opposed to Meta that's like give two shits about their creators.
What was your role on The Idol? Were you a strip club DJ?
No, I was security in the first episode. I had a nice scene with Eli Roth where he's coming in and we just have like a little funny little repartee back and forth because I was supposed to be in the season finale of Euphoria season 2. Sam Levinson had cast me in it, and long story short, the second day in of the shoot, they were running out of time, so they cut my scene, so they ended up remembering me. But unfortunately, after October 7th, like Sam ended up becoming a crazy, super nut Zionist, so I had to unfriend him and block him. I was like, he was posting the most nuts, like, just Hasbro type BS.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people from the industry. So you had like a thing with Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, funny enough, we used to be friends, me and Mike. Like I always been compared to him. I kind of look like him a little bit, we're the New York hip hop Jew kind of stuff. And it was funny when I went viral because through my friend Loopy, we ended up going. He was doing when he first started doing stand up probably 7 years ago, and then I got to meet him. And I've hung out with him multiple times. I met his wife, like I know him, and he's not all that boisterous kind of attitude filled guy. I don't know if you've had an experience with him in the room, but he's not at all like that. And so that's why when I saw the way he acted once October 7th happened and just doubled down on the hate and the Islamophobia and everything, I was just like, this is nuts. So it's very, the internet is having a good time.
You don't think that's really, I mean, you think he's playing up that
I think it's more about ego than anything else, because
sure.
he's like me. He's a cultural Jew. Like he doesn't go to temple. He's not kosher. He doesn't observe the Sabbath. Like most Jewish people in America are like Reform Jews. Like I say New York City Jews. So we like shiksas, which are non-Jewish women. Like good deals on things, like Seinfeld, like just when he's like Larry David S type Jew, like so that's why it's so disingenuous where he's suddenly become like found Judaism and all this stuff. Like it's just, I think it's more about ego, and they've doubled down, like they've made their beds, so they gotta lay in it.
Was your family pretty like? Did they go to temple? Did they do Sabbath? Did they do kind of stuff?
No, I mean, like most American Jews, I grew up going to Hebrew school from the age of preschool till I got my. Well, actually, I didn't have a bar mitzvah at first because I was like, didn't really believe in structured religion at 12. I was very ahead of my time and stuff like that. But funny enough, when I did the trip to Israel, Birthright Israel, like, you get so seduced and brainwashed that like at the end, after they take you to the Wailing Wall and Mossad and the Holocaust Museum, they're like, this is literally, I'm not even joking. It's like the last night, they're like, okay, so like, does anyone want to get bat mitzvah that didn't have one? I'm like, yes, please, I want one now, please. Like,
So you did Birthright?
Yeah, I did Birthright.
How old were you?
19 in college. Yeah,
and did they come like recruit you at the?
No, it was just Hillel. That's like one of like the big Jewish, like Reform Jewish organizations that's on every college campus. Like, it's pretty much like a given that like if you're a Jewish American, you're gonna go on Birthright Israel between the ages of 18 and 26. Like, it's just a standard. Like, what, a free trip to Jews? We love free. Like, we're gonna save $1. So.
And so what's your experience like? You went for like a week or what?
Yeah, you go for a week and stuff. They bring these hot Israeli soldiers on with you and stuff. Like, and they're all like into us because, at that age, they're all soldiers. So they're all have boring lives pretty much, So American men, like, we're very interesting to them. I didn't hook up with any, but they bring a couple girls and a couple guys for the Jewish, because at the end of the day, Birthright is all about making Jewish babies. It's all about like us finding our. It's like it's a big Jewish singles night, basically, is what it is. But you know, I remember going. I have a very fond memory of going because the first day you go to Jerusalem, and they were like, well, first of all, I wore it was back when Young Jeezy was very popular, and I wore a Can't Ban the Snowman T-shirt at the Wailing Wall. I was pretty sure I'm probably the first human being to do that at the Wailing Wall, so I was proud of that. But they were like, guys, whatever you do, like, don't go into the Arab section. Like, stay in the zone. You know what I mean? Like when you're in Jerusalem, but you know, of course, I'm a 19-year-old guy from New York. Well, you don't get not gonna tell me what the do. I'm gonna go to the Arab section and see what's up. And lo and behold, I go to the Arab section. I'm like talking to some shop owners. I'm like, so what's the deal? Like, do you guys hate it? Like, they know, man, business is business. Like, you buy shirt, like, you know. And look, and all the same. They had all the same knickknacks and shirts that the Israeli shops had, but it was half as much. I was like, ain't that like, ain't this the like, you know, that's why they didn't want me. They want me to have to pay the top dollar for this horrible stuff. But yeah, it's just there's a very active effort to make American Jews feel this allegiance to the state of Israel, and it's very insidious, you know, especially because like me, my family is from Eastern Europe, Russia. Like I know where my family came from. Like it's crazy that there's people that look like me who think they're more Semitic than Palestinians. Like that's just absolutely insane.
Right. So. Yeah. So when did you become a jihadi?
Allah Akbar. Yeah, I mean, so like I was saying, it's something that we always knew about, but I think October 7th was a flashpoint where we're like, now we can't be on the fence anymore. Like we have to. There's no more like kind of ignoring this and stuff like that, because you know it's always put us like, oh, Israel is the safest place for Jews. Like, how is this a safe place for us? Like, if like you literally took people's land. Like, I would argue that it makes us less safe and creates more anti-Semitism. You know, that sort of attitude.
So you converted like October 7th.
Had my shahad?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say convert. I mean, I spoke out the very next day. I posted a story about it, and I was viciously attacked. I had people from high school reaching out to me. Like, fuck terrorists, like, how dare you? Like,
I mean,
you said something about the occupation, right? You said
I said the very first day.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, I made a statement and ended up going viral on TikTok and Instagram. I got like 1 million views, like just kind of explaining the history of Palestine, Israel, about like, you know, putting into context, like, because, you know, like Zionists would make you believe that, oh, they just hate us because we're Jews. Like, that's stupid. It's the same thing if it was the French that were in Palestine. They'd be fighting the French like what they did in Algiers or Tunisia. Like, you know, it's not about religion. It's about land. It's about occupation. And you know.
Being that early is interesting to me because I remember when October 7th happened, the PR was definitely, I was, you know, I had a parachute and everything. No, we were doing a show with Sammy. It was a somber moment
here in New York City. Yeah,
we were in New York, so we were just, you know, hiding out in tunnels.
It hadn't sunk in at that point. People were not, because we didn't actually. I mean, we actually still don't know exactly what happened that day, but like it didn't fully. The story didn't fully unfold until like the next few days. Yeah, and so everybody was just kind of like, you know, what. Yeah.
And I do remember like when it happened, the public goodwill was towards the Jewish side because the media was like, like Palestinian terrorists parachuted into a music festival, took hostages and killed civilians. Yeah. So you speaking out that early pro-Palestinian, that's a gold star.
Well, right? I mean, I'm not here to get a pat on the back, but like I saw right away sort of what was happening, the narrative that they were starting to put and stuff like that, and the demonization of the Palestinians and the way they started bombing civilians right away. I just knew that like I needed to speak up. Like I could not remain silent. Like I was literally like laying in my bed, like I need to say something. I cannot be quiet because I'm a Jewish American with a huge platform. And like, you know, if at the end of the day, if anyone's going to change the way America deals with this whole thing, it's going to be the Jewish Americans that like put it at the forefront. Like it's on us, like to try and make something change. So, you know, I this is bigger than me now at this point. Like, you know, I have no ifs, ands, or buts about like I understand what the danger I put myself in by doing this.
Do you feel like it's affected like acting opportunities?
No, funny enough, I've worked more in legit TV film this year than other years, so not really. I mean, they've tried. They hit up my representation. My representation basically was just like they already follow me on social media. Yeah, they know what I'm about. So
your reps are cool with what you do.
Yeah, I mean, as long as all they care about is that my booking work. I had 2 auditions today. I did like you know, for major TV shows. Like, you know, people know. I told you know, like I think it's going to become actually a a positive that I'm someone who's outspoken. Because there's a lot of people in the industry that are, but there's a lot of people who are really scared. Because let's be honest, like that's why it's funny when they're like, "Oh, like look at you doing this for Hollywood, you're getting paid." I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this for clout because everyone knows like it's the Palestinians that run the Hollywood industry in America. Like like it's just so like they have no logic or thinking. It's just.
I was gonna say like your representation's pretty real for that. That's like a real like real like Jewish nuts and bones, right? It's like, hey, I don't care what you post as long as you bring the money.
Like I said, like that, they just said we're bringing this to your attention. We're not taking any action at this time. To me, that's basically the best I'm gonna get, and I'm happy with that. And I'm still getting auditions, so That's great. That's the thing they do. They try and destroy you, and that's why they hate. That's why I 99% of the people online like that talk are cowards. They don't show their face. So I always tell them like your words mean nothing to me. Like you're a little demon, the way you say things and horrible things. You're scared. You don't want to show your face. That's why I go on TikTok. I love trolling these like because I'll be like, why aren't you in the IDF? You're military age. Like oh like I have a job. I'm in school. I have a disability. I'm like yeah, you got a mental disability probably.
My back hurts. And I have glasses.
Yeah, so there's just certain things that I push on. Like that's why you can't have a good faith conversation with a Zionist because they're gonna gaslight you to hear them burnt up, and like they can't even. I've yet to meet one person like because I'd be on a lot of panels online where I'm like, can you admit like I have like a few questions that I ask people if they're trying to have a legit conversation with me like a real debate not just a personal attack. I'm like, can you admit at this point we're 9 months later and it's been well documented that the 40 beheaded babies things was a total fabrication lie. Most people refuse to admit that. How can I have a logical conversation with someone who still believes that atrocity propaganda, which is a big part of the justification of why they jumped in there and started slaughtering everyone? I remember when I was posting, my mom, she's like, I can't believe you posted that. They're cutting babies' heads off. I'm like, Mom, that's totally bullshit.
Yeah, that should be a conversation opener. Like.
Yeah,
dude, were 40 babies beheaded? If yes,
yeah. Well, that brings me to my next. I have like a couple of different like questions, just like yes or no questions because it's just we don't need to get into all of them. But
we're 40
that's just like
beheaded.
yeah. Because
such a round number too. It's like
like there's some OCD.
Yeah,
I had another woman say
40.
I had one Zion woman in a chat was like, oh well, it's just he saw kids beheaded. He misspoke. I'm like, no. Biden said he saw the photos. Like. Let's not rewrite history here. Yeah.
He said 40 babies with no heads. I couldn't sniff their hair.
Yeah.
I asked this to a lot of people because nobody has the answer. But like, what do you hope for? What do you think is the solution?
The solution, right? Yeah. I know we talk so much about the conflict.
Like, what is the solution? Yeah.
I mean, I think at the very least, something that is obtainable and is actually doable is obviously America stop funding Israel.
Yeah.
That's something that is attainable.
Right.
I mean, obviously, there's so many hurdles, APAC, everything, but like. Something that we could do here in America.
Right.
The same way like we protested the Vietnam War and everything like that, like to stop the money flowing into all that. Right. That's the same thing that has to be done here. So if at the very least we do that, because I think if that happened, Israel would stop their aggression tomorrow. Like if they don't have the bombs and weapons and money, then they're not gonna,
Right.
Because the reality is Israel's getting beat the up. And it's like the Western media wants to portray like they're kicking it, but like I talked to a lot of sources on the ground in Lebanon and Gaza, like they're underreporting like what's going on, like 110. I'm sure you hear the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, they're getting spanked by dudes in sandals.
It's nuts. So that at the very least, and there has to be a one state. I don't think a 2-state solution is something that is very realistic. We need the thing is Israeli people, especially in America, like to say like, oh, it's Netanyahu, it's the government, it's not Israelis, and. I hate to break it to you, but Israeli culture is pretty racist and terrible, and they hate Arabs and they hate Muslims. And so that brainwashing has to be undone too. Like, so I would want to see a world where obviously kick all those others out the West Bank. Like the fact that they just approved another 5,000 families to go there, insane. And that's what.
And then they wonder why.
Right, and that's and there's a lot going on in the West Bank that is not being reported on. Like that's. BB's next target.
If anything, it's really I mean, it's like everything else is like obviously is real and what's happening in Gaza, but it's like it's a big smokescreen.
Yeah, and West Bank. Yeah, so America stopped funding it, end the settlements in the West Bank. Obviously, right of return for all Palestinians. The fact that me, who I have no connection to Israel, that I could go move to fucking Tel Aviv right now or the West Bank, kick a Palestinian out of his home, become a citizen of Israel, get free healthcare, free education. while millions
You
of
know what?
Palestinians across the world
You should
can't.
do that and then give your home to a Palestinian family. If it,
I'm in it for the long gag. I'm in it for the long. This is commitment. I'm very committed to my comedy.
Just went and got like land, a good plot of land, and then just gave it to Palestinian family.
So to me, those are things that obviously there's a lot of red tape, but like those are things that like I feel like can be actually done. Where it's like when people, because people always want to know like actual physical, like what is your plan?
Right.
I think those are things that can be done. Like many people can go to America, go to Europe, go wherever they want. Like, this idea that like we're not safe anywhere, like. I would argue Israel makes Jews across the world far less safe at this point, you know?
You mentioned a one-state solution. Like, what do you envision, like, goes... Because I know, like, a lot of people would, like, hear that in the comments and be like, oh, like, they want to erase us. Like, what do you think?
No, like, a actual thing where people are... the actual promise of whatever Israel thinks that, like, they have, where it's, like, Palestinians can move freely. They're not third-class citizens, like, where they are representing the government. They're so disingenuous the way they're like, well, we have a big Arab Israeli population. Like, yeah, that's Arab Israeli, not Palestinians. Like, you know, there's difference. Like, they're very disingenuous the way they try and market it. Like
so they just live in harmony together.
Ideally, but the thing is, you know what it is? The Israelis, the Zionists, they hate Arabs. They hate Muslims. And honest, I feel more. Let me put it this way: I feel safer. I would feel safer standing in the middle of a Muslim city, wearing a kippah on, than I would being here on the Upper East Side wearing a kufi on. Because I've actually, funny story, I'll tell you this story. I'm walking down the street with my kufi on. This is like near Columbus Circle right here, like South Central Park. Walking, minding my own business, not a rally or anything. I'm just walking down the street, minding my business. All of a sudden, there's a guy standing by his car, and he goes, hey, only wear that. I'm like, what'd you say to me? He's like, yeah, only wear that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Take my phone out. I start recording his thing. And then he's like, I'm like, what did you say again? And basically it made him go viral. And like his brother, he owns this financial company. His brother's the president. He's like, he's mentally ill. It's always mental illness when they get caught, you know, being racist. Right. But the reason I bring it up is because, you know, Jews, we always talk about, like, oh, it's not safe. Like, it's so ironic. It is so ironic. As I'm talking with my camera, it is so ironic. The first time that I experienced a hate crime, it's because I'm wearing a kufiya and not for being Jewish. Like that is like, if that isn't the universe like telling me like what I'm doing is right, then I don't know what the fuck is. Like, you know,
when you get a hate crime, you know you're in the right place.
Yeah, I was just so shocked, bro. I was because you know like I'm a white guy. What kind of thing, like you know oh you cracker, like it's not gonna sting, like but like I was like what.
Literally the fashion police, right? It's like for your fit.
The funny thing was he had no shirt on. He was wearing like leather pants, so like maybe he was mentally ill a little bit. You know, he was like flexing his muscles in the video projecting. And shit. Yeah. You know?
What do you think about these people who spread, and including the media, but like who perpetuate the narrative that these pro-Palestine marches, these encampments, they're all anti-Semitic, and I mean, obviously, like we know what the truth is, but like as somebody who goes to them actively, like what do you tell people? What would you say to people?
I would say it's all sort of Western media. I mean, I feel more in touch with my Judaism in the last 9 months than I've probably ever felt in my life. You know, sort of, and having people interested in. Like I remember going to the encampments. I went to like the ones here at CCNY and NYU. And like it was during Passover, like we literally had Passover seders at the encampments, like that was crazy. Like that's why it's like so preposterous when they say like, oh, it's not safe for like literally half of the crowd is usually Jewish people like me, you know. But they hate us because we destroy their narrative of this is some anti-Semitic, you know. Anytime we're at a rally, the violence comes from the Zionists who come there to counter protest to try and get some us and the cops. It is not us looking for violence at any point. I'll shout a guy down. I love on them. Lord knows. But like, I'm not going to swing first. I'm not looking for violence. But they come to purposely try and antagonize us, to try and get a viral video, to try and farm clip us and stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Speaking of viral videos, I know you're like in the space, so you've probably seen a lot of the content. And you're from New York. So I saw something on like a New York subway. You mentioned how typically at these rallies, it's counter protesters trying to antagonize and incite violence. I saw something on the subway system where there were Palestinian supporters and they were asking people on the trains like, oh, are there any Zionists? No,
that was my boy. I was on that train car. No, because we were doing a rally at Union Square and the cops were basically ready. They thought we were gonna march like down south, like from there, and they didn't. We all rushed the train that day. Like, so what you don't see from before that is a rush of 1,000 people. The cops literally punching us, like, because there were people hopping on the turnstile. They're trying to arrest people, opening the emergency exit. It was pandemonium and stuff. And we finally got on, and we were just like, we were sitting in the station for probably 20, 30 minutes. And that guy, he's part of, he was just like saying, like, he was joking, like, hey, if you have any signs, you want to get out. Like, we're not doing anything. Like, it's just, but yeah, we're like, Israel, Zionism. Like, it's just letting it be known, like, and.
Yeah, but you can see how people would consider that, like, not helpful to the cause, right?
Honestly, fuck their feelings. That's how I say it. Like, it was a moment in time. They made even like a wanted. Like, what did he do? He didn't do any crime. Like, I'm pretty sure there's nothing there. It's like menacing in the third degree or something. Like, I literally have people come up to me, Zionists, and be like, I hope your family gets killed. Like,
wow,
that's
really?
real. That's real threats. Not some Zion. That's why it's such bull. They literally. Last rally I was at, there's a lady holding a Palestinian flag. It said us on it. Someone was wearing had a kufiya, was written in blood, like, Palestinians are racist, stuff like that.
Wow.
Like, that's the real vitriol shit. Not someone being like, if you're a Zionist, get off the train. Like, get the So that's why, like,
Yeah, no, I'm just curious. Just like.
No, that was all blown out of proportion. Like I just told you, I was literally on that train car. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's actually it's kind of funny. You're like, I thought you were joking.
No, we were laughing when I saw them put up like the Zio influencers put his picture up. I started cracking up. I was sending them like, bro, you see this? Like,
But that kind of gets into my next question, where it's like, do you feel like there's any like the train incident? I saw on the internet, like, a lot of like, hate towards like, like the cause, because it's not necessarily the most productive message like out to the world, and it can get blown out of proportion and things like that. So do you feel like, like the
look, we're here to cause disruption. We're here to shake things up. We're not here to get permits. That organization I march with, there's an organization like Answer Coalition who I've worked marching with for 20 years. They get permits. They get because we'll get arrested if we use a speaker. If you don't have a permit, they'll come. Right. So that's why at our rallies you'll see the speaker be like, say it, and then the crowd like says back what she just said, so it amplifies it. So basically, we're there to create disruption. Like that. How do you think revolution happens? How things change? Like, you can't just like protest isn't supposed to be convenient. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to create havoc. It's supposed to create conversation. Like I look at what people went through during the civil rights movement, like with water hose and dogs after them and getting killed. Like, we're in the early stages of that. Like, this is the first year of something that's going to take decades. Like, this is a long battle. This is not happening overnight. Like, this is, look at Vietnam. It took 10 years. Civil rights took decades. Like, so we're at the forefront of that, and you're going to see more and more disruption. I mean, you look at some activists that went to weapons plants and caused damage there to try and stop bombs being sent and stuff like that. The fact of the matter is there has to be radical action, and it's not. And the fact that Biden and all these people just continue to send bombs, like, it's just the world's at a boiling point. It's like, how much more can we take?
Right. So to answer your question, not enough disrupt.
Yeah.
No, and that's fair. And I'm just trying to ask you like popular counterpoints, just so like you can like educate.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You earlier said like, oh, you said I don't deal with Zionists or like waste my time or like talk to Zionists.
Productive.
But let's say you were you have your one last ditch chance to like reach them, or somebody who's like a soft Zionist or on the fence. What's your message to those people?
I mean, it's hard because they lack empathy and humanity. So it's like I can't really like.
What if they got a shred? What if they got a little?
I mean, I just say put yourself in their shoes. What would you do if a foreign entity came into your land, took more than half, 80% of it at this point, killed members of your family, didn't allow you to collect rainwater. It's illegal for Palestinians to collect rainwater, dig wells, a million other things. What would you do? That would be my question. What would you do if Israel killed your child? What would you do? And it would be so disingenuous. It's like, oh well, I'd write my congressman. Like, no, let's be for real. Americans, right? Where they red blooded America, they love talking about, like don't tread on me, 1776, like America, revolution. Like these honest would be like if it was the Boston Tea Party, be like, oh, they shouldn't have thrown. Oh, they destroyed the tea. Oh my God, like it's so bad.
They should have went to the town halls.
Yeah,
Come
they should have went to
on.
the town halls. There's a better way to handle this.
They
Like,
had
you know,
a chance to accept
like that's
the
what I'm
tea
saying. Like
tax.
the people the same people who preach like American for like are the same ones that would tell you, oh, Palestinians don't have a right to resist, even though Geneva Convention very plainly states that they have a right to resist. You know, so that's really my thing: is try to put yourself in their shoes, and realize that this is not about religion. This is not about Muslims. This is not about Judaism. This is about land. This is about there. Muslims do not hate Jewish people. Like Jews are very much revered. Muslims literally protected Jewish people during the Crusades and during the Ottoman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people don't know that. Like, so I think we have to do a lot of deprogramming and de-brainwashing of Americans to realize, and I think we need to have more, you know, I'm trying to build these bridges and normalize, you know, sort of Muslim culture and, you know, and if I can do that through content and stuff like that, to sort of make it see that we have way more in common than we do different, then I'm pretty happy about that. And I want to keep.
Man, I love it.
Felt like I feel like this was like a cathartic moment because I hit Sammy. I was like, I need to get on a podcast.
No, of course, because
shit,
you are. I mean, for obviously you act and you've done all
Right.
sorts of, but you're a short form guy.
Mhm.
Like you slay short form on a daily.
Yeah.
And I know so I know you don't do a lot of. I know you've done long form stuff, but I know you don't do a lot of long form.
Right.
So a podcast technically kind of being a long form.
Right.
The whole time I've just been like, what's going to be a good clip from this? You
Yes,
know, and,
yes.
and I see it. You speak. You're very good at. You make points and sound bites, so it's like, man. I mean, I see like
all clocked under
10
1 minute.
Yeah, we got 10
of course.
pieces
I
of
know.
content. This guy's efficient.
You
right
know.
here.
I mean, George Soros has been paying me and training me well. You know, so
Yeah.
I gotta have my points in there.
Money
and everything,
works,
You know.
man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for having me on, guys.
Of course,
Yeah.
bro.
And you guys can catch me. I'm gonna be on American Sports Story, the new Ryan Murphy series. Like I'm working on an episode of that. Also check me out on the new Saturday Night Live movie coming out at the end of the year, and a film called Dr. Doctor that I'm starring with Stephen He. And
Hey.
am I missing anything else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And follow me on all my social media channels. Jacob Burger Actor. It's Burger with an E, not a U. No
Ben.
Jew spells with a U.
Before we actually send you off, do you want to sign us off with like 16 bars or something?
16 bars. Do we have any
I
music?
said
All right,
yeah.
now let's do acapella. That's true.
Okay.
All right. All right. Check it. Hey, yo, 1, 2, 3. You talking to the JACOB. You know I'm on the podcast getting it ripping. Man, you know I'm sitting up. Yeah, something be different. Yeah, me and Sammy. Yeah, we get it cracking. Free Palestine. I'm going to show you what happened. From the river to the sea. That's a fact. Because you know the white boy Jew bring it back. How I just do. Man, we stacking in the building. Man, I can't stop. Man, stop in the killing. We got to do it, man. Bring it on back. How we just put it on the track. Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you so much.
Off the dome. Easy, Bob. Easy, Bob.
Oh. Is there something I didn't talk about tonight? I thought you said eye patch kids at first. I was like, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. It's not what we call them, okay? We call them little pirates. And the iPad kids, do you have one? No, just thank God. You wouldn't let your kid have an iPad?
Probably would try to stay away from it.
You'd probably try to stay away from it, the kid? Does anybody here consider themselves having an iPad kid? Screenagers. Screenagers. I like that. I'm sorry, but I like that better. How much? You have 2 screenagers. Twins. Do you love one of them more? Or? No, for sure. You're not ashamed to say it. That's a good parent right there. Honesty goes a long way. Is it the one that came out first or the one that came out second? Oh, no. Why do you think the second one was easier to love? You can play video games with them. See? That's a good parent. Not like you, just avoiding your hypothetical iPad kid. He's playing with one of his screenagers, ignoring the other. Does the other one just not like the same games that you do, or what? She plays different games. What a shame. What a disgrace to your bloodline. Your kids are in school. What do they sleep, like 8 hours a day? More or less? Pick a day? Tuesday. 8 hours? Psh. Pick a day. Tuesday. Yeah, 8 hours for sure. Okay, Saturday, how many days? 16. Holy shit. I am jealous. Those are sleep agers right there. Okay, so let's say on Saturday or Sunday, they're sleeping 16 hours. So if there's 8 waking hours, how many of those 8 waking hours are they on the screen? 4. So half, 50% of their waking life. Do you feel that you should be moderating that more? You do the best you can by playing the video games that your loved one likes. You're doing great. Keep it up. What else? Give me another. Okay, well, I used to be both. Now I'm just one. Arab men. Whoever said that. Fan? Not of me, of the Arab men in general. Oh, down? Oh, it depends. Okay, on? Day of the week? Tuesday? Tuesday's a great day for Arab men. Now, I don't want to make this too racy, but let's pick another race. Same question about white men. Yay or nay? Oh, down. Okay, so you're straight up racist. So it's just wanted to know where the barometer was, that's all. Filipino men? They're nice. It depends on the day. Is there any group of men that you like? No, not at all. Okay. But white men apparently at the bottom. So, sorry, white men, I didn't invent this class structure. You've had a positive experience with an Arab man before? He paid for dinner. Well, good for him. Get you an Arab man. On a good day, he'll pay for dinner. I'll pay for dinner. What's the bad quality? They're a little sus. For those of you who don't speak Gen Z, that means they're a little suspicious. No cap. You're millennials, I know, but you've co-opted Gen Z lingo, okay? All right, and that's a little sus. No cap, I'm not bussing. Say less. You're being a little cringe right now, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and say that Arab men are awesome, okay? We're very cool, right? Thank you. One Arab guy. Fucking holding on for our dear lives. Fighting for our name. Yes, we pay for dinner! My dad's an Arab man, and I love my father. He provided for us. He paid for dinner quite often. What I think was so impressive about my dad is he could do so much in one day, while me and my sister were sleeping for 8 hours, depending on the day of the week. My dad, he would get up at 5 a.m. every morning, do yoga, and then he would come down, he would cook the dog's breakfast. He would always cook the dog's breakfast first. My dad was a kind of an atypical Arab dad. He loved dogs, and he would feed them 3 times a day. He fed them more than he fed us. He would cook for the dogs, then he'd go back upstairs, he'd do Taibo. You know Taibo? Fucking like kickboxing. He used like a Taibo tape from the 90s for like 20 years. And then he would come down, he would feed me and my sister, he would take us to school, and then he would come back home, shave every day, because the Arab man, if you're gonna shave, you gotta shave every day. He would shave, put on his suit, go to work a full 8 hours, come back home, take me to soccer practice, pick up my sister from her friend's house, cook for the dogs again, cook dinner for us again, do more work from home, learn a foreign language, do the taxes, watch the news and curse, tuck me and my sister in, feed the dogs again, learn another language, do next year's taxes, do more work for home, read a French book, and then fall asleep. All while cheating on my mom. And the whole day, so impressive, this Baba. Because no one's perfect. That is so sus. Baba's so sus. Sus Baba. Teachers. So I was a former teacher. Does anybody here ever been a teacher before? You know, been a teacher? Folks, amazing. What do you teach?
I teach visual effects animation.
In that course, it's probably not that theoretical, is it?
There's a lot of button pushing.
A lot of button pushing?
Yeah, it's all on a computer.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like metaphorically, like let's talk about abortion today. Like, what, dude? What? Did you study that stuff? in order to do it, or
It's a lot of like teaching yourself.
teaching yourself?
Well, yeah, I don't need a degree or whatever.
Yeah, you don't need a degree or whatever. Yeah, no, that's clearly. Yeah. Hey, we're looking for someone to teach our visual animation class. I can press buttons. I'm a button presser. Yeah, I was a teacher for about 7 years. I quit that to do this, which shows you how little that pays. That was my second job. My job before that, I was a pot dealer, so I've evolved. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I went from drug dealer to teacher. I was reverse Breaking Bad. I hear there's a shortage of teachers in Canada. And healthcare workers. Yep, that's what they told me last time I was here. Because they're not giving out a lot of degrees or whatever. But the healthcare workers are going to the States, right? Because there's more money there with our f***ed up system. So we're over there paying a lot and not getting healthcare, and you're not getting healthcare. Where's the healthcare going? It's going to Israel. I'm all for conspiracies, but I might have to push back on that one a little bit. All the healthcare workers going to Israel. Every OBGYN is only delivering in Israel. It's called birthright. All right. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Take care. You did a sketch recently, and it got you in a little bit of trouble.
You said we stand with the Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and all other communities.
That was your caption? That was
I wrote a long ass thing. I was like, I sent it to hella people. Proofers. My parents wanted to name me David.
Really?
And then I had like an uncle who was like, no, don't do that. He has to be in touch with his culture. They're like, just call him David. But his name's right on the birth certificate, Dawood.
It was just easier for like teachers and
exactly for life
bullies.
And then for sure. But it was still confusing because I looked the way I looked and like that ain't a David.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of that. But then I wasn't getting into Sketchfest or any festivals, and all my peers were. And I was like, I'm gonna go buy a more ethnic name, and then I got into like every festival the next year.
Crazy how the ethnicity didn't work too well the first 15 years of life.
Exactly. It was hated for it, and then it was like the cool thing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Right, like after puberty, like when girls started to be interested, it was like, okay, actually there is some use for this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Affirmative action.
Yeah.
Oh, affirmative action.
Yeah. Come on.
Your family's from Afghanistan.
My family's originally from Afghanistan.
Both parents?
Both parents. Full-blooded Afghan. Not cousins.
Nice. You got to check. You got to.
Yeah.
When did they come to the States?
79, I believe.
That was a big year.
Yeah, the Cold War. Russia invaded Afghanistan. My family's like one of the first ones out. My dad was like, I got a bad feeling about what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So they just dipped immediately.
Well, good call on his part.
He's used that decision because he was spot on. I mean, everybody's like, you saved all our lives and everything. He's used that to make a whole bunch of bad decisions ever since.
Oh, really?
But he's like, do you remember that one?
Yeah.
All right, you guys trust my instincts.
People ask him for stock tips now. And
It's terrible at stocks.
I've seen you make a lot of sketches and stuff.
Yeah, I've made a decent amount of sketches. That's what helped me in the beginning. Like during COVID, I was pumping them out because you couldn't do stand-up. So I was just shooting sketches nonstop. And luckily, a whole bunch of them went viral. So I love doing the sketches. It's hard to do. I'm not a very hard worker, so it's hard to it's hard to be like,
I want validation, but don't want to work for it.
No, that's perfect. If I could
Yeah.
just get someone just telling me they love me without me having to put any effort in, that's the greatest.
I've seen a lot of your sketches. It's great. You and Chai have done sketches.
Yeah,
together
regrettably.
before.
Yeah, we've
I
done a
liked
few.
your tip sketch, the one where you we're deciding on a tip.
Yeah,
went
that was
Was that your
viral.
idea?
That was his.
Yeah.
That was his sketch.
I could see that. Can you like just do it for me real quick? You know.
Yeah, it is. So
I've heard people be like, "Tell me a joke." You're like, "Do a sketch." That's wild.
Dawood was like, how much should we tip? 15%. And I'm like, bro, we're so privileged, blessed, and well off. Let's stay that way. Tip him 5%.
There you go.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
You did a sketch recently, and it got you in a little bit of trouble.
I thought of a sketch during what was happening and filmed it. I sat on it for like 2.5, 3 weeks. So I was like, I don't know if I should even post this ever.
Yeah.
I was like, I shot this. I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. I might get in trouble. I don't know if it's even the right message. It might offend Palestinian people. It might offend. Like I was just like, I sent it to hella people. I sent it, and then I got like a whole bunch of people. I sent it to
You
like
got feedback from comedians?
from
or?
comedians, mostly Jewish and Palestinian comedians, or like Middle Eastern people.
Right. And they all hated it.
And they all were like, never post it. And I was like, I have to. No, everybody. I was so surprised on how like everybody I sent it to was like, you have to post this. Wow. This is like important.
Wow,
I was like,
wow.
I don't know if it's important.
Wow.
I was like, okay, all right. And I got a big head. I was like, I'm making a change.
Kid from Newark out here.
And I was like, all right, I'm on the right side of things. I think this is good. And I waited like another week. And then I posted it. I just threw it out there. And then it got mixed reviews.
On TikTok, you put it on TikTok or you put it on everything?
I put it on TikTok, did okay on TikTok, went more viral on Instagram, but not even like compared to my other stuff, it still hasn't reached 1 million. A lot of people loved it, but then there's a lot of people who I saw wouldn't hit the like button or leave a comment who would message me and be like, that was awesome. And I'm like,
wow.
All right, I see it. I see what you're doing.
Wow.
I'm glad you like it, but you could have hit that like button. You know, a lot of people, I would get a text message, this is so great, this is so brave. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, you didn't like it. Like,
yeah.
So a lot of people were like afraid. And it was literally during the time where like Susan Sarandon, she just lost work.
And Mia Khalifa, you didn't want to ride the Mia Khalifa train.
Khalifa and what's her name? Melissa Barrera. Like a whole bunch of people were just losing work for being pro-Palestine. And, the sketch was about like an Israeli real estate thing. I thought it was so funny. It just made sense. And,
Is real estate,
yeah. There's
love the pun there. That's good.
Yeah.
Can we roll it? Can we watch it?
Hello, I'm Dave with Israel Realty Group, formerly known as Palestinian Realty Group. And boy, do I have a deal for you. Here at Israel Realty Group, we believe in making these illegal settlements your dream home. This whole area used to be schools and hospitals, but we bombed it just so you can live here. This is all yours now if you want it for $0 down. What? $0 down. You heard me. $0 down forever. Literally. You don't have to put a cent down and you can have it as long as you're a Zionist. And let me tell you about the amenities. All these locations come with electricity and water. As long as you're not Palestinian, they don't get any of it. $0. You're probably asking, why am I so lucky? Why do the Zionists get all this? I'll tell you why. $4 billion in American tax dollars gets sent to us, so we get to use it. It's for you. Take advantage of it. We understand at Israel Realty Group, sometimes you don't want just land or property. You want an actually refurbished home. We have that as well.
Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Wa alaikum assalam, Muhammad. This beautiful single one-bedroom apartment can be yours, currently uninhabited. I got one of those alerts about 3 minutes before this place is bombed. So never mind, take back what I just said. Please reach out to Israeli Realtor Group for your future illegal settlements.
Yeah, see,
it's now because I post content on this subject matter, and now I know what people say when I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of laughing and crying and cry laughing.
First of all, you look great in a suit.
Thank you. Hated it. Hate wearing suits.
So, secondly, where did you film that?
Oh, we had to jump a fence into some construction yard. They were just doing construction, and
you literally hopped a fence.
We hopped the fence.
You were illegally settling.
We literally were illegally settling to make that. Yeah. No, it was great. Yeah, my suit got all dirty and I was rolling around in the dirt. Yeah, and then I wrote a whole long message because I was so afraid of offending so many people. Just both sides, I was afraid of offending, but then one side took it really well, on the other side.
You said we stand with the Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and all other communities.
That was your caption?
I wrote a long ass thing. I was like, I sent it to hella people, proofreaders. I need this iron tight. I can't get in trouble.
Right. You're like, this is about no specific situation. It's just reflecting.
This is a hypothetical.
Yeah. And like I said, I sent it to a lot of Jewish comedians, and I was like, how insensitive is this? And most of them this is good, dude. Just let it rip.
Yeah, they were all anti-Zionists.
yeah. Well, it's for a certain demographic. So
has this affected your relationship with any Jewish comedians or just Jewish people in your lives in general?
I got a whole bunch of DMs from Jewish comedians who I'm not very close with, but saying stuff about I'm supporting murder and all this violence and stuff. I didn't respond to any of that stuff. It's just
because they're wrong.
It's if you're not gonna take anything I say in good, like I think anytime we do comedy and stuff, you take a little bit of what I say in good faith.
It's just a joke.
Literally, it's just a joke.
Relax and laugh, folks.
Yeah,
it's just a joke.
It's just a joke. So I started losing gigs because of it.
Yeah.
One, I was like, I know for a fact they didn't want to work with me because of my sketches or my Palestinian takes.
How do you know that?
I had we were working out a weekend with Dallas Comedy Club. I'll call them out because I've already did. And they pulled the contract and before I got to sign it or anything, and they were like, yeah, we don't want to work with him anymore
because he's a real estate agent. We thought he was a comedian.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, his rates are terrible. But yeah, they pulled the contract and we went through like a rabbit hole of all of his stuff, and we don't really like what he's been saying about what's going on over in Israel, so we're gonna pull the contract. But they talked to my manager. They didn't put this in writing. They sent it like a vague email. I was like, he didn't sign the contract, we're just gonna pull it. And my manager's like, what? He's like, I'm about to send it to him. Like, what changed your mind?
Yeah.
And they're like, if you want to talk about it, give us a call. He gave him a call, and that's what they said over the phone.
I see.
I was like, first of all right, it is what it is, but also, are you sure this is what happened?
Yeah.
This is because of that. It's not like some other weird thing going on.
Yeah.
They're like, no, dude, they told me over the phone specifically this reason. And then I was gonna let it go again because I don't want to be known as like a drama starter, or I don't want to be like perceived as hard to work with or any of that stuff.
Right.
But I told some buddies, and they told some comedians that like are like huge. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name, but
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes, Jerry Seinfeld. No, some like really big guys, and one of them called me and was like, hey, this is you know what, this is like, I don't know anything about what's going on over there. I'm like, it's just some white comedian. He's like, I don't know anything about who's right or who's wrong or any of that but I know you should be allowed to talk about you're Palestinian. You should talk about it as much as you want. I don't want to correct him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's all the same. Yeah.
I was like, oh, whatever, dude. Yeah. And he made it sound like he was going to reshare everything and like really be had my back. He's like, call them out, them, burn the ground. If they give you trouble, we got your back.
Dude, Kevin Hart said all of that.
Yeah, dude, Kevin Hart's an animal, bro. Yeah. He was like, they gave me a D. He's like, when you make the call out video, make it look like a hostage video. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's okay. I don't know if I can do all that. So then I called them out because I was kind of told to, and because if they did it to me, who else are they doing it to? That was like the selling point. They're like,
no one.
Yeah, I'm the only one, which is crazy because I've had like other brown comics work that club since, and they've hit me up and I'm like, do what you have to do to get your money. I'm not offended. And they're like, I talked to them. They said it was a contract dispute, and I'm like, that's what they're gonna say.
Okay.
I'm like, if you say so, I whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna call it a military operation, not a genocide, right?
Wow. So I called them out, and I didn't know what I was trying to get out of it. I wasn't trying to like burn the place down or.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm putting that out there. Right? And the thing is, I've heard nothing but good things about that club. I've heard they're so nice and everything, but I don't know. They canceled my gig for a few jokes. I don't know. It's just a comedy club shouldn't, like, that's the one place we're supposed to be. And the thing is, they never reached out after all that. I made a video calling them out and everything.
Oh, really?
And they never hit me with a DM like, hey, this is like not what happened, or like, hey, we're sorry, or hey, can you take the nothing? Just they blocked me on everything.
Oh, they blocked you.
They just blocked me.
Okay.
And then
well,
like,
then
move on.
Clearly, that
so
was
that's what it
was.
is. And then I read a lot of the reviews and people were tearing them apart. But then Yelp, I think, stopped it because like. Really? Yelp and Google, I think they have to you have to check in to get like.
You couldn't create that many accounts, or.
Yeah, I had me and my boys. I had one of those bot farms or whatever. Yeah, me and the Russians finally came together.
Good. Yeah. Good for you, man.
Also, the craziest thing I forgot to mention all this. Like a month later, after the sketch, an Israeli real estate group. Like
it's
a real thing. No, they have it they have an Instagram.
Oh yeah,
where they're selling like those like demolished properties.
Really? Oh yeah. Right.
It's literally
they are literally doing what.
Yeah, dude. Whoa.
Yeah. They say life imitates art, right?
Everybody and their mom was sending me like, dude, they're actually doing it. They're actually doing it. I'm like,
you should send that to Dallas Comedy Club.
Yeah, it'd be like
0 down.
Right on, man. Well, yeah, dude. Thanks for stopping by and hanging with us.
Thanks for having me, man.
You want to plug anything?
Yeah.
I'll be in, this is all February dates.
Okay.
And I'll be in Austin, February 23rd, 24th, at Cap City, and then DC, the beginning of March 1st and March 2nd. Come out to those. Would love to see you guys. And then just Dawood on everything. Daood. That's it.
Dawood 9 yar.
How much should we tip? Like 15%, you think?
Bro, we're so privileged, blessed, and well off. Let's stay that way. Tip them 5.
Good,
yeah.
Are you sure? No, Yellow's Republic of Yemen.
Controlled by terrorists. Oh, there's multiple? That's crazy.
No, it's territories, bro.
Territories, not terrorists,
Yeah,
you
no,
idiot.
it's territories controlled by he said terrorism.
These two friends of mine were caught putting a recycling item into our compost bin here at the house. Very disappointed. That's my mood. How are you?
Well,
not asking you. I'm
okay.
asking the audience. How are you all today? Thank you for joining.
I just keep going.
Thank you all for coming. This is our podcast. It's not named yet. Don't worry about it. I don't even want to call it a podcast, to be honest. I think there's too many podcasts out there. I don't want to contribute to the podcast overpopulation problem, just like I don't want bottles going into the compost. You know, it's all part of the same problem.
Yeah, but sometimes people just want to, listen to anything just for entertainment, and they just want to get the job done. Kind of like, blindly throwing a bottle into a bag because you're just trying to get that piece of trash out of your hand.
I was looking for the burn pile. I couldn't find it. You don't burn your trash over here?
Chai, straight out of India.
Yeah. You got an Indian Andy Richter right next to me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Today we have our lovely guest, Ahmed Al-Qadri. Or Ahmed. How do you want
You can
people to-
pronounce it. Ahmed Al-Qadri.
What's the most authentic way to say your name?
Ahmed Al-Qadri.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. But most people call you Ahmed.
They say Ahmed.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm afraid of my heritage or anything like that. It's
You're
just,
unafraid of the Houthis?
I'm not. I personally, when I'm talking to white people, for example, or just non-Arabs, and they're like, "What's your name?" I go, "Ahmed." Ahmed. That like long, awkward.
It's too much.
Me trying to them trying to figure out my name. I don't like that, so I'm like, just say Ahmed. I don't care.
Has somebody gone like too long on the?
All the time.
Yeah.
That's why I really just introduce myself as Ahmed. Yeah, they go, "Wait, hold on."
Yeah.
And then now you have like the California whites where they really want to press it. Like, hold on, let me pronounce it. Ahmed. And they're like
Right.
super nice about
yeah.
it, but it's still awkward. I'm like,
It's not awkward.
Arabic
It's
with the throat. Use your
awkward.
throat. It's awkward.
Okay.
What's your walkout music? Like when they...
I always tell them choose whatever you would like.
Really?
Yeah. What's yours?
I have two. Either ABBA Dancing Queen or Look Alive by Drake on the 13-second mark. Because I know they're playing it on Spotify.
What happens on the 13-second mark?
It just, the beat drops like, boom, 901,
Okay.
look alive. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel really cool when I do that.
So it's overcompensation.
Yeah, it's overcompensational music. Or I play ABBA Dancing Queen because they're like, this is my vibe here.
A little flamey.
A little flamey, you know what I mean? But is he gay? Probably not, but he's happy and wholesome, stuff like that. Or it could be like this.
What's that?
Clown music?
No, the banjo. It's old. Not Cotton Eye Joe. No, not Cotton Eye Joe. I'll figure it out. Wait, this is intern. Yo, do your job. I'm just kidding. I'm not giving them. I'm not helping it out. We should tell your audience how you and I met.
How did we meet?
That's actually a
Grindr?
really good question. No. I actually do remember. We hung out when I opened for Mohammed, and you also opened Mohammed.
Yes.
And then Mohammed yelled at me because I didn't know my place.
Yes. Mo Ammer scolded you, and rightfully so. I'm going to side with Mo on this one.
Now this is like 2 years later.
Of course. No, at the time I comforted you.
At the
because
time,
you're-
I didn't know what was going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It was honestly the first time I've ever been in that kind of situation. So
What
I didn't
happened?
know how to act.
He was
I
running
got
material.
really excited because I had a good
Yeah.
set. And then Sammy goes, "Oh, I like that little pun jokes that you do with the Middle Eastern countries." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then I pulled out a list. I was like, "Here's the other ones I started thinking of."
Yeah.
And I just start like
Running
listing
them off right to me as I was sitting right next to Mo, having a conversation with Mo. Like we were literally talking,
I didn't realize
catching up. We hadn't talked in a long time, and
then
you come. And why don't you share some of these jokes that you were running by us?
Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, I
Sure,
didn't.
sure, no, let's hear some. Let's hear some.
I think brown men should have our own. Once you go black, you never go back. So I go up to a girl like, "Hey, trying to get rowdy? Here's a Saudi." you know, one guy with the hard is from Iraq, and then I go, oh, he's a bit quirky, he's from Turkey.
These are the good ones, right? The tried and true ones, right? Now do the experimental ones that you
Yeah,
were
I was giving him an experiment,
showing.
and then Sammy was like, oh, that one's good, and that like Sammy was being nice, and he was like,
while
oh, that
having
one's-
a conversation with Mo, I was like, yeah, no, so it's been good.
Oh,
You know,
I didn't
I've been-
even realize
I've been-
that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's fine. Yeah, you know, so it's like that, and then give us like 3 of the experiment. You know, 3 of the ones that you probably don't do anymore.
He arrives late. He's from Kuwait. Damn, you're making me bomb on your own podcast. Oh, this one, pants undone from Jordan.
Wow.
Like, it
Wow,
didn't-
that doesn't even
it
rhyme.
didn't even rhyme.
I think that's the one where Mo Emmer was like, all right, just stop, bro. Chill.
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Shut the up, okay? Oh, by the way, are you Sunni or Shia?
I'm like Sunni moon, Shia rising.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have a few Yemeni friends, but
Who else?
Ali Sultan. Ali Sultan.
I was like, it's just
Ali
me and Ali Sultan. Mike Ishak? Do you know Mike Ishak?
Mike Ishak, yeah, I don't know him too well, but I know that he's Yemeni. Yeah.
What else do you know? Do you want to know about Yemen?
Well, I want to know who the best Yemeni comic is in the world. Best number 1 Yemeni comedian or best Yemeni
Eddie
comedian?
Izzard is actually because we've Googled this.
So we Googled this before. When
You're
you
on-
Google number 1 Yemeni comedian.
Sammy
Eddie
Obeid
Izzard.
pops up.
Bet-
Sammy Obeid pops
Right?
up.
Is it a picture of me? Or do you-
It's Eddie Izzard and then it's Sammy Obeid. Can you check the British top Yemeni comedian?
Sammy Obeid.
Top Yemeni
Sammy
comedian,
Obeid.
I just want to make that clear. Who is the top Yemeni comedian according to Google?
Sammy
It is me.
Obeid.
So you have family in Yemen, and you've been to Yemen.
Yeah, last time I went to Yemen was 2013. I'm actually planning on going back soon. I want to get my Yemeni passport. I'm working on it.
Why?
I need material. And they were like, you know, it's a dangerous country. Count me in.
You have your puns. You can fight people.
Yeah. Hey, not getting any? How about a Yemeni?
Yeah. Oh.
Mohammed is there? What did I tell you? Can you put, how long was British imperialism in Aden, Yemen?
The British seized Aden in 1839.
Yeah, for 129 years. Yeah. For what?
1829. So
1839, and then lasted
till 70s. Till 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the 70s.
Good job.
Yeah.
This is Spark Notes version. So, but basically,
You're doing
so Ali Abdullah Saleh was rising to power.
Yep.
Ali Abdullah Saleh was a similar president like everybody, like all the other Middle Eastern presidents, playing a lot of games. Like, for example, like he would...
Like chess, checkers.
No, yeah, like he was playing both sides with everybody. So
Okay.
even with America, like when America announced their war on terror, he would capture Al Qaeda terrorists, whatever, and then sell them to America, get
He was
money
selling
from
Al-Qaeda terrorists.
Well, yeah, because he was giving it to the American government, and they would
Yeah.
give him money. But then he was also sided with Al Qaeda too. So he was like playing both sides.
He would buy in wholesale from Al Qaeda.
Something like that, yeah.
Al Costco.
I mean, and again, and this is like, this is if you go deep, this is all like obviously hearsay. I mean, that's why I admire you a lot in your comedy because you're smart. You're good at political comedy.
I don't know
stay
a lot.
away
I know
from
I
politics.
talk about what I know, and I try to learn more so that I can talk about more stuff. You know, and I don't know a lot about Yemen's history, but I do find it very interesting that the Houthi rebels are associated as like the kind of the face of Yemen, even though they're not Yemen. But at the same time,
Yeah, and
they're in
everyone's
a sense
cheering.
they
Yeah.
are in control of Yemen.
They
because
have half the coast, so
They have-
that's how they're like shipping out boats, right?
So-
yeah,
so-
they took over. Like they have Taz, right? Can you check? Let me see. Can you zoom in? Are you sure it's no? Yellow is Republic of Yemen.
Controlled by terrorists. Oh, there's multiple? That's crazy.
No, it's territories, bro.
territories, not terrorists, you
no,
idiot.
it's territories controlled by. he
sees
said
what he wants to
terrorists.
see. Just sees what he wants to see.
But like, listen. Here's the thing: when they declared war on Israel, they on Israel, they first shot rockets and it hit Egypt. Like they don't have to roost it. Like even my uncle was like, "This is a joke, right?" No one took them seriously when they declared war.
Yeah.
So they shot and then they shot some more rockets. Israel and Saudi Arabia intercepted the rockets.
But
Like,
they
this is
are
your fight.
really, really good at seizing cargo ships.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
You
And
gotta
then
give 'em
they
credit for
shot missiles at a U.S. ship. That's what they said.
They look at the timelines. The Houthis, they seized a few cargo ships
Yeah.
passing through the Red Sea.
Yeah.
I think some were either headed to Israel or some were heading from Israel.
Yeah.
I believe they didn't kill anybody. They just threw,
No, they didn't.
They threw like some dance parties on them. some
Yeah,
very, like,
throwing
conservative-
weddings,
Yeah.
all dudes, no chicks, great
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
and
holding hands.
Yeah, true.
Right.
God.
And then, but of course, this intimidates people who are passing through the Red Sea, and so a lot of cargo ships then had to route around the Red Sea in order to avoid that, and this costs a lot of money.
A lot
of money.
And that's when the U.S. and UK were like, we're stepping in.
Yes. The first reaction was Rishi Sunak, who, because BP said that they would not go through the Red Sea anymore, Rishi Sunak started calling for a ceasefire.
Rishi?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of UK, because he has obviously some kind of stake in BP, and
probably
suddenly, all of a sudden, became about a ceasefire.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. was like, "No, we got this. We're gonna go send our ship over there and calm things down." And I believe we sent a ship,
and they got bombed.
And they sent a missile.
Then the Houthis actually fired.
But that's the thing. It's like, am I like? Again, I personally didn't like what the Houthis did in Yemen, like what they did, killing, blah, blah, blah. And I don't agree with the stance of death to America, death to Israel, all that stuff. I disagree. Call me crazy.
Yeah, I like America.
Call me old-fashioned.
But I'm not a fan as an American citizen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm just anti-war.
Yeah, I think that's a good stance.
AKA a little bitch. Yeah. So all your listeners are like, wow, what a little pussy.
Low T.
Bitch.
Yeah.
What a little low T asshole.
People tuned in here to be like, yeah, he's going to fucking seize a ship and he's going to like...
Actually, I don't like war, guys.
The only ship I like are relationships. Can everyone love each other, please?
Where's Mo Ammer?
There it is. Yeah.
Well, so thanks for tuning in to our podcast. Anyways, so check out Ahmed's special, February 24th.
Yeah, February 24th, I'll be releasing my special. Not special is going to be on my YouTube channel, Ahmed Al Qadri, my Instagram, and my TikTok. And I'm going to get back on Twitter. Ahmed Loves Bread. AHMED loves bread. If you follow me, you become a breadhead or a breadcrumb. If you come to a show or buy merch, you become a purebred. At the end of the day, we're all breadwinners.
Wow. And
that's Mohammed. Where's Mohammed?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and if you get too friendly with him, you're an inbred.
Can I use that?
All right. Yeah, of course.
Subscribe.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
That makes sense.
I posted a joke about Israel because it was funny, and this account trolled me. This account had a profile picture that was a Pokemon, so you know he's legit. And Pikachu said, criticizing Israel is anti-Semitic. To which I said, why? He said, because Israel is a Jewish state. And I said, well, did you know that Israel is 20% Arab? So can't I 20% criticize Israel? Also, last time I checked, I'm an American, which means I can criticize any country I want. Yes. In fact, that's what we do best out here. We criticize countries we don't even know anything about. I think this is a basic human right that should be allowed across the world, that people should be able to freely criticize any country that they don't agree with the actions of. This is as simple as it gets. I don't see why there should be any disagreement. Do you guys remember in 2022 when Iran cracked down on its people after the massive protests? Can we all agree that that was an oppressive act by Iran's government and that was horrible and we should condemn that? We can all agree that, right? We can all agree. See, that's Islamophobic, okay? Because Iran is a Muslim country. Do you see how that's silly? That we can't just take the national religion of a country and use it to conflate criticizing a country with hate of that religion? That's so silly, okay? If we can freely criticize Iran, we can freely criticize Israel, okay? They're both countries in the Middle East. They both start with an I, okay? Sure, one's known for carpets, one's known for carpet bombing. I'm just saying, I can make that joke because it's only 20% of my set. I want to make it very clear. I'm against anti-Semitism. A lot of Palestinians are frustrated that we constantly have to prove that we are not anti-Semitic. Trust me, talk to any Palestinian, we've been asked 1,000 times. And I don't get frustrated. I actually love it. I love proving to people that I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm like, no, come here, I love you. Like, I'm here to love, okay?
I get aroused just thinking about it. Actually, I get aroused thinking about how much I love Jewish people. I love the Semitics, as Trump would probably say. I love the Semitics. Yeah, I'm not anti-Semitic. I am pro-Semitic. I support Semitism. Yes. You know how pro-Semitic I am? I'm so pro-Semitic that I am Semitic. Yeah, you didn't know? Arabs are Semitic too. You didn't know that, Pikachu? How can I be Semitic and anti-Semitic at the same time? Do I just equal to 0? What is some matter, antimatter shit? It's like calling a tomato anti-fruit. It's like, motherfucker, I'm fruit too. Yes, if you didn't know what Semitic means, Semitic refers to Semitic peoples. Semitic peoples are people who speak Semitic languages, and the 3 main Semitic languages are Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic. So unless you know Jesus Christ directly, the Semitic people that you know in your life are Arab and Jewish people. Those are your Semitic friends, okay? Check in on your Semitic friends. They're not doing too well right now, okay? So that's what Semitic means, Arab and Jewish people. Now, just to clarify here, the term anti-Semitism originally was created to speak about hatred towards both Arabs and Jews. It was actually created by a Jewish Austrian scholar in the late 1800s in reference to a French scholar who was saying that the Semitic races are inferior to the Aryan races. And so this Austrian scholar said, hey, that's anti-Semitic, created a word. And then the Germans somehow heard about this and they said, yes, we are that. And he's like, no, it's supposed to be a bad thing. And the Germans are like, yeah, no, yes, we are anti-Semites. And so the word anti-Semite and anti-Semitic was popularized by the Nazis in reference to hatred for the Jews, because that's who they hated. And so the word became popularized as hatred to Jews. And so that's how double racist the term anti-Semitic is, because it was intended to mean hatred towards all Semitic peoples, and it became popularized as only hatred for the Jews. So not only is it horrible because it's about hatred, but it also left out the Arabs. It's double racist. So I know that's a long history lesson, but I typed it all out in the YouTube comment to Pokemon. And he just responded, ... And so I said, in conclusion, yes, anti-Semitism is typically meant about hatred towards Jewish people, and we must condemn that, but also do note that Semitic people include Arab people. So in a sense, the term is also hateful to Arab and Jewish people. And Pikachu finally responds. He says, well, I don't hate Arabs and I don't hate Jews, I just hate you. Well, the truth comes out, I see. I'm like, well, I can live with that. I can live with that. But just so you know, that is anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism. There's a genocide going on in Gaza, and if you're not entirely sure that it's a genocide, look up the definition of genocide. And if you still don't think it's a genocide, you don't understand how definitions work. The word genocide upsets a lot of people. People are like, no, it's not a genocide. And you're like, why? You're like, because it doesn't feel like a genocide. Oh, is that how we go by now? What you're feeling, it's a genocide. So much so that South Africa has tried to charge Israel with genocide. If South Africa goes after you for racism, you know you don't up. And they're making their case, but I think they could have been a little more aggressive. The only mistake I think South Africa made was they didn't hire Cat Williams as their prosecutor. And this motherfucker's fake, and this motherfucker's fake, and this motherfucker is an industry plant. Only some people saw the interview, that's fine. But yes, it's a genocide if you look up the definition. It's a genocide. I've heard a lot of people try to argue that it's not. Like, it's not a genocide because there's still Palestinians left. Like, what the f***? That's not how it works. The worst thing I heard was, oh, how is it a genocide if the Palestinian population keeps increasing? You're like, first of all, how do you know that? You're clearly tracking the population, which sounds like somebody who would commit genocide would do. This one guy was like, how is it a genocide if the Palestinian population has increased by 500% in the last 50 years? I'm like, okay, you're definitely trying to commit a genocide. You are tracking that population way too hard. But it's true. The Palestinian population has increased by 500% in the last 50 years. It's almost doubled in the last 20 years. Why? Because they're trying to counter a genocide by multiplying. That's how you do it. Take notes. Because Palestinians, they're using the one weapon they have. It's not rockets, it's not rocks, it's drive. You know what I mean? Palestinians are really good at procreating. I mean, like, really good, okay? I mean, like, really good. Trust me, like, really good. From the river to the sea, we be I've been talking about being Palestinian in my act for like 16 years, and which explains why we're in a small room right now. Did you grow up here? Nope. Okay, where'd you come from?
Around about.
Around about. Well, thank you for your time.
I'm a foster kid, so I live all over.
Okay.
Never know what you're asking when you ask something.
Wow, that is deep.
You had to keep asking.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a foster kid.
Right, and now we're here. Right? And now where do we go from here? Right? You just want. We all just want to. Actually, I know some people here came to groan. Actually, Hey, I'm gonna give her 30 more minutes. Okay. Growing up, Palestinians, we didn't have the best PR in America. So I've always been letting people know I am a proud Palestinian and I am your friend. I'm very friendly, okay? I am your friend. I put the pal in Palestinian. We lost 4, we lost 6, 4. All right, cool. So all I said was I'm a friendly Palestinian. Do you understand? Do you understand? I haven't even said the shit that they probably wouldn't like.
And all I said was I was a foster kid, and then.
Right. You know the struggle. Oh my God. Oh my God. See? Yes. Palestinians are like the foster child of the world. It's just like Palestinians searching for statehood. People are like, where's your country? It's a roundabout. You know what I mean? I found the perfect metaphor. So, some of you might follow me on the social media. You know my origin story. I majored in applied mathematics. That's why I'm a stand-up. I was a huge math nerd growing up. Oh my God. When I was in college, my friend was like, dude, that girl's looking at you. You should wave to her. I was like, all right. He's like, what are you doing? It's the sign, bro. I'm giving her the sign. It's a sine wave. Yeah, she wasn't on my frequency either. Right, some of you like that. Some of you don't appreciate the amplitude of that joke. I love math, but America's dumb as fuck. Yeah, it's a struggle, man. Because a lot of people come to my shows, they know I talk about Israel, Palestine. And a lot of people know, they'll be like, wow, it's so brave that you talk about Palestine. It's like, dude, I talk about math. That's fucking brave. You know what I mean? Like, I talk about math for an hour. By then, the crowd's begging me for Palestine. I choose all my topics myself. And I know they're not the most popular topics. I know nobody who's coming here tonight, like, I hope he does a joke about sine waves. Okay? I'm aware of this. Yeah. You were hoping for you love the sign? That was like the highlight of your night? Okay. She co-signed. Thank you. That's the encouragement I need. So I always like to make sure that the portion of my show where I ask you, is there anything that I didn't talk about tonight that you would love for me to talk about?
Do some more puns, Sammy.
Do some more puns. That's inevitable. That's like, that's gonna happen. There's no way. Another cat? Do you have cats?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh, I'm so sorry. Show took a dark turn real fast. How many cats did you have? 2. Okay. Are you gonna re-up? Or you're gonna restock the meow meows? You don't have to be catless. You know, cats, they have 9 lives, right? Like, no offense. Like, I know those 2 cats were very special to you, but like, you were just another life to them. You know what I mean?
You could tell by the way they looked at you. You know, it wasn't that special. So you deserve more cats. You know, don't hold back. I would say, get you a kitty 2024. Get you one in 2024. Wait a year. Let it be cute for a year. Get a 2025 kitty too. You deserve 2 cats. I'm not kidding. What else? Dating. All right, cool. It's hard. Are you in the dating pool, dating game? Trying to be? Are you on the apps?
I might as well not be.
You might as well not be. That's quite a metaphor. Where's my foster friend when you need her the most? Just how do you decode that one? I might as well not be. So you are.
Yeah.
You're trying. What apps are you on? Match? Some 80-year-old over here fucking Match.com, the original.
The one that's somewhat most successful is Facebook dating.
Facebook dating. Have you met up with a person in real life on Facebook dating? Two people. Okay, so that's success. How are those people in real life?
One's in a different city now.
One's in a different city now after the restraining order, I see.
That was in Dallas, and then I moved out.
Oh, you moved. Okay.
She was older than me, but like I was like trying to say like, hey, yeah, I like older women.
She was like, cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Everything.
How much older are we talking about?
It always feels like friend zone, you know.
Oh man, no, come on, man.
And then like I found, you know, she's going through like a lot.
You found out that she's going through a lot because she's a human being. Damn, man, you're learning a lot. I can tell you're absorbing a lot of information. 2023 was a good learning year for you. I can tell that. Just off the basis of what I'm hearing, you know, it sounds like you have this problem, like where it feels like you're getting somewhere and then you get friend zone. Why don't you go in with the intention of being a friend? Right? Flip the switch. Be like, I'm not trying to date. I know you're an older woman. I used to be into that, not anymore. Now I'm just trying to be a friend. Okay? I'll give you my number if you want it. I'm totally fine with communicating over email, right? Reverse psychology, right? If she's here in Phoenix, be like, I might move to Dallas. If she's in Dallas, be like, I'm in Phoenix. You know what I mean? Like, you're unattainable in 2024, right? Do you remember when you first said dating and I said, are you dating? You said you're trying to. Stop trying. Stop trying to date, okay? Be the date that isn't. Be the snack. Yes, be the snack. Yes. Be the snack. Be the snack, the main course, the dessert, the appetizer, but the expensive dish. You missed a lot. Be unreachable, okay? In 2024, your goal is to stay single, okay? I dare you to stay single. You're gonna be knee deep in it by 3 weeks. And you're like, fuck, how do I stay single? I just the whole retirement center, you know what I mean? You know what the best place to meet women is? Around and about. Other suggestions?
Dating pro-Palestinians?
Dating pro-Palestinians. My mind's just going to a bunch of dirty jokes, so just when you get a pro-Palestinian wet, they're like from the river to the sea.
Big step talk, I can never sleep. If you want us to listen, boy, you better speak. Holy land talk, that's another league. Holy male walk, that's forever green.
I don't speak for Palestinians. I think that we should stop using the name Palestine. It's the colonial name. I think we should drop it and go with Palestine. Palestine is the Arabic way of saying it. The only issue with that is then Americans would have to pronounce that. And they'd be like, Palestine. We're going to Palestine, kids. It's been an incredibly difficult time for people who have family over there and, you know, are watching everything that's going on. I'm actively calling for a ceasefire because I suffer from this condition called empathy. I posted that I want a ceasefire, and this guy was like, oh, so you're just for taking hostages?
And what a horrible thing to say. No, I am against hostages. I want the hostages to come home. I want the Israeli hostages to come home, and I want the thousands of Palestinian hostages to come home. Nobody should be a hostage. I am anti-hostage, okay? I don't even like having people over. I don't like inviting people over to my house. I don't like them willingly coming over to my house. I am anti-guest, okay? One time I had guests over for too long, it became a hostage crisis. I didn't want them there. You have to feed them, take care of their emotional needs. I live with my mom. I'd have to clear it by my mom first before I could even think about taking hostages. I'm not taking hostages because I don't want to be a host. You got to be a host to take hostages, and that's very stressful. That's where the root of the word hostages come from, because the host ages from the stress. But that's been the wildest part as a comedian about this whole thing is the censorship. The censorship on Israel-Palestine is pretty wild, man. You guys know Elon Musk, the president of X? So Elon Musk, he visited Israel but wouldn't visit Gaza, which is like, you think Elon would have a little more sympathy for the Palestinians because he has a history of building tunnels. And he could learn how to finish them. But Elon Musk came out on X and he said, anyone who uses the term decolonize or from the river to the sea will be suspended on this platform. And it's like, so much for freedom of speech, big guy. I thought that was your whole thing. You can't say from the river to the sea? What if you're giving directions to someone on a boat? See a guy on the boat near the ocean, into the lake, like, hey buddy, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go from the river to this. Whoa! What you doing there? Hey, I'm just saying, from the river to the sea, his boat will be free. That's all I was saying. No, but you're saying once it gets out on the ocean, it's gonna sink the other boats. Like, this isn't Battleship. I'm just giving directions. I want the liberation of that particular boat. That is simply what I'm saying. From the river to the sea. You know who else uses from the river to the sea? A baby salmon. Aww. Yeah. All the baby salmons are born, they're hatched upstream, and they have to swim from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea is a tale of a liberation of the baby salmons that you eventually eat. You want to ban that? Okay, I'm not going to be completely insensitive. I like to sympathize and empathize with people. I understand. If the term from the river to the sea makes you feel uncomfortable because you've heard it in a certain way, I want to sympathize with that, okay? Has the term, let's be honest, has the phrase from the river to the sea been used with the implication of the dissolution of Israel? Yes. But has it also been used by Israelis with the implication of the dissolution of Palestinians? Yes, it's in the Likud manifesto in the 70s. So can we be fair here? Are we just gonna ban all ambiguous terms? Should we also ban I'll call you later? That's extremely ambiguous. For some people that means I'll call you in an hour. For some it means I'm never calling you. That last one is extremely disingenuous. I've been hurt by that phrase many times. Should we also ban I love you? Nobody knows what the fuck that means. That term has been abused. Terms can be ambiguous. You know, we do need to acknowledge that. In the meantime, I'll avoid ambiguous terms. I don't even use the term Zionist, okay? Not because I don't know what it means, which I don't. Okay? But because nobody knows what it means. No, but not even Zionists know what Zionist means. It's a very ambiguous term. Like, you know, ask your Jewish friends. Talk to your Jewish friends about Zionism. It sounds like an infomercial. Talk to your Jewish friends about Zionism. Well, step one, get Jewish friends, okay? Step one, get Jewish friends. And ask them how they feel about Zionism. And you'll discover that there's many different interpretations of Zionism. It's like levels of a video game. There's like level 1 Zionism, which is like, I believe the Jews should have a homeland and they should be safe. And you're like, hell yeah, who would disagree with that? You'd have to be a monster to disagree with that. And then there's level 2, which is like, yeah, it should specifically be in Palestine, and they're going to have to work it out with the Palestinians. And you're like, okay, where is this going? Okay. And then there's level 3 Zionism, which is suddenly like, God wants me to be here, and if you got a problem with that, say hello to my little friend. Like, whoa, whoa. I'm just trying to pick olives, man. And those are like the lower levels. The most extreme level of Zionism isn't even coming from Jewish people. It's coming from the Christians, the evangelicals. Christian Zionism, that's the wildest one. That's like the final level. That's like all Jews proceed to the Holy Land so Jesus can commence the end times. Like, whoa. What was that? What was that? Do you even like Jewish people? Why do you want the end times so bad, buddy? You just want this video game to be over. These evangelicals want game over. Yeah. And then we should also note that there is also Jamaican Zionism for some reason. Yeah. Occasionally in reggae songs, you hear Zion, bumper clock, blah, blah. Like, okay, all right. That's a thing too. Okay, sure. All right. Well, my point is that nobody knows what Zionism means. Right? But if you speak with your Jewish friends, okay, of course there's anti-Zionist Jews as well, but if you speak with your Jewish friends, you'll find that many of them, most of them, I would say, are the first two levels. And if we can be understanding of that, then we should also be understanding of the fact that when most people say, from the river to the sea, they just mean that Palestine will be free. That's all they mean. That's all they mean. They're not asking for anybody to get hurt. They want the liberation of millions of people to live with freedom and self-determination. And you would think we would understand this in this country, America. America, America, the land of freedom of speech. Where as long as your intentions are good, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. From the river to the motherfucking sea. What the fuck was that, you know? Every day I send everybody I know videos coming out of Gaza because even before all of this madness, I liked ruining people's holidays. And I think people need to know. I think people need to see the realities. A lot of people are just not watching the videos from Gaza. Anybody who just looks okay, they're not watching videos from Gaza. Every time you hear the devastating news coming out of Gaza, you hear this many thousand people have been killed, and this many of them are women and children. Every time it's this many of them are women and children. And this is horrible. Women and children are getting killed. And also, do we not care about men anymore? Do we just stop caring about men? Where are you at, Jordan Peterson? I'm here to say that Palestinian men matter, okay? There is nothing wrong with being a Palestinian man. I tell myself this in the mirror every morning. There is nothing wrong with being a Palestinian man. If you watch the videos coming out of Gaza, every time a bomb drops, you see a neighborhood of Palestinian men rushing to the scene, moving giant rocks, lifting bodies from the rubble and carrying them to safety. All while wearing sandals, open toe. The fearlessness of these men and their feet is underrated, okay? You don't want to go toe to toe with a Palestinian man. Strong arches, these fellows, strong arches. These men are out here doing God's work without proper footwear. And this is proof that Palestinian men have good souls. First of all, I think America doesn't know a lot about Palestinian people, and that's probably because America needs someone famous from a group to know about a race, right? And you think, who are famous Palestinians? Nobody really knows them. You have, Yasser Arafat and Jesus, and it's who are those guys? I've never heard of them. Oh, and DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled is actually ours too. Yeah. We're giving them away though. You can have them. But isn't that crazy though? The two most famous Palestinians in history are Jesus and DJ Khaled. They're very similar when you think about it. Jesus and DJ Khaled. In fact, when they came out with the New Testament, they were like, another one. I know a lot of people do get upset with that joke because I say Jesus was Palestinian. A couple things about this, okay? First of all, the name Palestine traces back to a root that goes before Jesus' time. In fact, Syria Palestina was what the Romans and Greeks called the broader area, so it was a term that existed, but Jesus specifically was born in Judea, and he was ethnically Jewish. But he was born in the land that is now Palestine, because Bethlehem is in the West Bank of Palestine. So if someone's born here in America 2,000 years ago, we call them Native American. By the same logic, Jesus is native Palestinian. And yes, he's Jewish. He was ethnically Jewish. Jesus was Jewish and Palestinian. He was the solution to the Middle East in one person. Yeah. This isn't a sermon, don't worry. I'm just saying we know Jesus was Jewish because he didn't celebrate the Christian holidays, right? He didn't do Christmas. He really didn't like Easter. Definitely did not do Easter. Every Christmas Eve, he'd be at a Chinese restaurant locally. Like, he was, for sure, he was Jewish. And we know Jesus was Palestinian because he broke out of a cave in a matter of 3 days. That requires a tunnel. We know this. Jesus was Jewish and Palestinian. And black, for sure, he was black. It is nice that America's finally waking up and becoming aware of how serious this issue and how this issue affects all of us. Watching everything fall apart in the last few weeks has been extremely disheartening. I know I come off as I know how to put on a game face for shows, but I've been really depressed. There's people right now who are suffering a deeply tragic situation. People are being killed right now, and we are not over there. We are here in the first world, and so I think it is important for us to remember that we should not be the ones adding fuel to the fire. We should be helping. We should be stopping this madness. That's my opinion. Okay. What the Palestinians are going through right now is by definition of a genocide. You can get upset with that if you want, but a lot of people are like, oh, you're changing the definition of genocide. No, you didn't know what the definition of genocide was. You have to look it up. It turns out there's been a lot of genocides that you didn't think about because that's the definition of genocide. Here's the positive part. The Palestinian people are strong. The Palestinian people are very, very strong. They're the only ones who could be surviving this madness. You have good, innocent civilians fighting for their lives against the deprivation of basic human rights. Like, we're gonna cut off their food, we're gonna cut off their water. It's like, have you heard of Ramadan? They've been training for this their whole lives. You're messing with the wrong folks. This just brings them closer to God. Can you imagine if the people who controlled America's water and food cut off our water and food? We'd be storming the Capitol tomorrow. We'd be eating each other on day 3. The vegans would go first. You'd have 10 January 6th at the Capitol. We'd be eating Nancy Pelosi right in front of her. Can you imagine if people blacked out our internet? Gen Z's head would explode the first day. There couldn't even be a genocide. There'd be a mass suicide before it even started. So people are suffering, and the least we can do is try and help and try to create an aura of peace. And this also means seeing through propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda going on right now that's trying to destroy the character of a lot of different people and divide us all. You have to understand, there's propaganda that's making Arabs look bad. It's a full-on smear campaign against Arabs. And the same thing for Jewish people, too, a smear campaign. If you're Arab, if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, you need to know that we are being divided and we are being torn apart by fucking warlords right now. This is not us. This is not reflective of our people, of our histories. And, correct me if I'm wrong, plus or minus, but there's about 7 million Jews in Israel, and there's about 7 million Palestinians. Could be plus or minus, could be about 6 to 7. Jewish people want a Jewish state, Palestinian people want a Palestinian state. There's only a couple ways it's going to happen. There's either going to be 2 states, there's going to be 1 state where the land is shared, or there's going to be a genocide. Be on the team of not choosing genocide. That's all. The basic premise is don't choose the genocide. Mathematically, the land is to be shared, not taken. I wrote that myself when I was high. The land is to be shared, not. I wish we could just spread the whole world like a CBD mist over the whole world at one time. But nobody would allow that. You couldn't get that clearance through the government. You'd have to just a full-on grassroots movement to just, and an indica too. No sativa bullshit. We don't need more anxiety in this world. Just spray the whole world down with an indica, get everybody into couch, and then we can have a real conversation. Trust me, I've been making bits about the situation for many, many years. It's very hard to do it without being a complete downer and also without coming across as insensitive. I also choose my words very carefully, and you can never satisfy everybody. People are always going to get offended by one thing you might say, and then there's the other camp of people who are like, you didn't go hard enough. Somebody asked me, why don't you make jokes about Israel? I usually say Palestine because you can often get in trouble for criticizing Israel. That's the other thing too. People aren't pronouncing the names right. That's a really annoying thing. I heard somebody call it Palestine. Like, this isn't Ohio, bro. Like, I heard somebody call it Gaza. Like, no, it's Gaza. Or if you're Arab, say Gaza. Yeah. Or as Israelis say, Hamas. Even Israel too. You have these southern politicians like, Israel. I stand with Israel. Like, dude, if you stand with them, say it how they say it. They say it Israel. Or as Arabs call it, Palestine. Like, just learn the names. Learn the names. But my friend was like, why don't you make jokes about the Israeli military? Are you scared? I'm like, no, I'm an American. I pay taxes. I can make fun of anybody I support, right? The reason I don't make fun of the Israeli military, it's because I've tried before and it's failed. I posted a joke about the Israeli military and everybody hated it. Even Palestinians were like, take it down. So I did. I listened to the people. I didn't give up. I tried again. I posted another joke about the Israeli military and people were like, don't quit your day job, which hurts because I don't have a day job. So I took it down, but I never give up. That's the perseverance of the Palestinians. I posted another one. People flagged it so much, Instagram took it down. So yeah, I don't do that. Because when the people beg me to stop bombing, I stop. All right, just want to make sure. I'm not bombing right now, right? I just want to make sure I'm not bombing or my jokes didn't go up into the air and misfire. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here.